Jackson Podcast.
So Hot New Hip Hop just put out this article talking about Megan, Haley, and Cassie spoke up, got doubted, not defended. You know, I feel like no more content needs to come out about the divide of men and women. It's interesting ever since the Me Too movement when women felt as if they wasn't getting heard, how it has transpired to where like even if it's not the truth, they're being heard. My platform is growing. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to my channel. If you could hit the like button for me to help me trigger the algorithm, it'd be greatly appreciated. Or share the show on one of your social platforms so it could reach a different and a bigger audience. It would be greatly appreciated. But during this discussion, I want to achieve and I want to have more women comment and get into this discussion because I'm intrigued. Like I'm a married man. I love women, but I don't want it to get to a point to where men is penalized. And that word sound crazy in this discussion, but penalized based upon, you know, just just being attracted, you know, wanting a physical relationship with a woman and it's just interesting. I have no intentions of being like a malicious person or bad towards women, but when I see these articles out, I feel like it's an agenda. I feel like it's something to keep the divide going. I feel like the government and politicians are benefiting from this divide because it's killing the financial structure and the family structure. People are getting married at a lower rate. Families are being created at a lower rate. The finances is messed up in America, and people have to be in a family structure to be able to survive and be able to have a mortgage and you know be able to afford a rent and things like that. It's just I don't know why they put this piece out, but we're gonna get to reading it, and it's more than just Megan, Haley, and Cassie. Also, I skimmed through it and I seen where they talking about R. Kelly and just a whole bunch of other things in it. And let's get to the reading material though, man. So they came with photos, court documents, police reports, sworn testimonies, like hundreds of thousands of others. Megan Thee Stallion, Cassie Ventura, and Halle Bailey all stood up in public and courtrooms or both against men who allegedly harmed them. Allegedly is a key word because they making this piece and they don't even know if the harming was true or not yet. The only one that we know so far that was true was Cassie. So still the response from much of the public wasn't supported. It was suspicion, dismissal, mockery, and a culture that loves black women's aesthetics, but denies their suffering. Evidence alone apparently isn't enough. You can be shot, assaulted, harassed, and still be called a liar, even long after your abuser is convicted. Wow. Although there have been legal systems who have identified them as victims, much of the court of public opinion has not given Megan, Cassie, or Haley grace. It's something that many women understand. What these three experienced is non arbitrational, but part of a lineage of disbelief. It is something that has trailed black women across generations and industries. Man, I love black women, man. I don't want to see y'all harmed, hindered, none of that. But we got to keep it real, man. You know, it's a lot of dudes that act maliciously, and people like me that speak that love y'all. Y'all don't trust us or whatever, or y'all don't trust us because of the actions of other men. But the actions of women, y'all gotta be able to speak out about them also who lie and who intentionally target men for finances. That's not a good thing, also, because I know y'all want to be protected and be appreciated and be comfortable with the person and have no financial like disgruntled situations. But I feel as if y'all got to be able to speak out against the women that's not doing right also. So from Diddy to Weinstein, sexual misconduct allegations shake up hip hop in Hollywood. Intimate partner violence remains one of the most persuasive yet under-addressed forms of gender-based violence, and black women are among the most at risk. Populations in the USA. According to the Institute for Women's Policy Research and the U.S. Center for Disease Control or Prevention, more than 40% of black women will experience physical or sexual violence. Women that's watching this, whew, that's a big statistic. Do y'all think that's true? 40% will experience physical or sexual violence or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. It is a rate significantly higher than that of other racial groups in the USA. Is that us men? I'm saying us because I am a man, but I'm not including me in the actions. Is men really crashing out and not being able to control their emotions and feelings to the point to where 40% of women is suffering physical or sexual violence? Homicide data is equally chilling. Black women are more likely to be killed by a current or former partner than other racial groups of women. And nearly half of all homicides involving black women are committed by a partner or an ex. Despite this, black women are less likely to seek help from law enforcement or the legal system, often due to a deep mistrust of institutions, fear of not being believed, and the societal pressures to protect men, even at the expense of their own safety. The silence around IPV in black communities isn't born of denial, it's born of historical survival strategies, yet silence doesn't protect us. Awareness and naming the system is part of our protection now. Naming the system. They got this R. Kelly lifetime video. I'm gonna play a little bit of it though. See what they talking about. Why they even
In 2019, R. Kelly was arrested on federal sex crime charges.
I'm ready to just tell my truth.
He faces 2 federal and 2 state trials.
He didn't do it alone. There was an enterprise.
Bodyguard, entourage, assistants.
They were sick just like him.
Kelly was charged with a criminal enterprise under the RICO statutes, the way they get the Gambinos and the Genoveses.
I have to walk into that courtroom. I don't want to see his face.
I wanted to call the police, but I was terrified.
We were not just doing a protest. We were shifting the paradigm.
Everyone in R. Kelly's operation needs to go to jail. Everyone.
This is something unprecedented in the history of popular music, with, I believe.
I ain't gonna play much of that because I bet people that's watching my platform already seen Surviving R. Kelly, and I don't want to get a copyright strike for playing just a little bit of that. But that documentary and the documentaries about R. Kelly was nasty, and I was just recently learning since Diddy got a RICO trial that R. Kelly had a RICO also. Like they using these RICOs bringing down people, but people are having organized sexual situations where other men are participating and helping, getting things and doing things is weird to me though. Let me keep reading though. There's a reason why people continue to doubt Megan. Regardless of what was presented in court against Tory Lanez, there's also a reason why Cassie has also been doubted. Despite evidence of physical violence and alleged threats against her for or on behalf of Diddy, and there's a reason why Haley's restraining order against the father of her son, DDG, was met with pushback rather than overall solidarity. It isn't a mystery. It's misogyny, a term coined to describe the specific systematic way black women are disbelieved, disrespected, and discarded at the intersection of race and gender. When Anita Hill sat before the Senate Judiciary Committee in 1991 detailing how Clarence Thomas sexually harassed her She too was not met with empathy. Hill found herself on the receiving end of smirks and an avalanche of character assassination. Shocking photos of a battered, bruised, and bloodied Rihanna circulated years ago following a domestic violence incident with Chris Brown. From then until today, the singer is still chastised by some as being the aggressor. Eva Marcel claimed she had to move from homes because of her ex-singer Kevin McCall was emotionally, mentally, and physically abused amid him taunting her online and calling her a liar. When 18-year-old beauty pageant contestant Desiree Washington accused Mike Tyson of in 1992, many in the media painted her as a gold digger.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Downs.
And I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020.
From ABC News, around the world and into your home, the stories that touch your life with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters. This is 2020. Tonight. He was known worldwide as a heavyweight champ. Now he's known as a rapist. Mike Tyson could spend many years in prison. Some still believe he's innocent. If you're unsure, listen to his accuser. Tonight, in her first interview, she talks to Barbara Walters.
I decided to do this interview, and only this interview, because there were so many unanswered questions, so many things that weren't covered or that didn't come out.
Desiree Washington tells what she told the jury, his behavior when they met, how the night unfolded.
What were you doing there at 2 o'clock in the morning?
She responds to critics.
And Heather said, she asked for it, she got it, it's not fair to cry rape.
A Barbara Walters exclusive.
How many years would you suggest that he have to pay the penalty?
At last, from the victim herself.
He changed completely. He was crazy.
Why she took on Tyson. Stories tonight, February 21st, 1992.
She convinced a jury that Mike Tyson raped her, and yet many people refused to believe it. Tonight, for the first time, she tells her story for all to hear. Her name is Desiree Washington, an 18-year-old college freshman. Now, you may have seen her photograph on People magazine, which this week published excerpts of her court testimony. But this is her first interview, and Barbara, one of the most anticipated.
You know, I was 12 when this happened. So I didn't know or understand why Mike Tyson was going to jail and all of that. I knew it was rape, but I really didn't understand what it was, because that ain't something that, you know, I could have like really understood. I wasn't researching that at that age. Let's keep it going though.
That you've had.
Well, I think that's probably true. Beyond the fact that Mike Tyson is an international celebrity, I think one of the reasons that people are so eager to hear from the victim goes back to the William Kennedy Smith rape trial, because that was televised. And while Patricia Bowman's face wasn't seen, her testimony was heard. But at the Tyson trial, cameras were barred. And so tonight is the first time that those outside the courtroom will have a chance to see and hear Desiree Washington. She answers the questions that people are asking and then discusses the rape itself. Mike Tyson was... It wasn't. The first admission of trouble in paradise, or violence, reaching into this home, came when I interviewed the couple that September.
He's got a side to him that's scary. Michael is intimidating.
What happens?
He gets out of control, throwing, screaming.
Does he hit you?
He shakes, he pushes, he swings. And just recently, I've become afraid.
2 days later, Robin Givens moved out of their estate. She filed for divorce.
I'm in a dream, day after day. Beautiful women in such an array.
Tyson was in Indianapolis last summer for the Miss Black America pageant. He was asked to help promote the contest, and in the process, promoted introductions to some of the contestants. One of them was Miss Black Rhode Island, 18-year-old Desiree Washington. She didn't win the title, but she was definitely an all-American girl. A beautiful baby in a family of 3 children, she was a varsity cheerleader at Coventry High School and played on the school's championship softball team. She did volunteer.
I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I can't play all of this and dive deep into this with y'all. You know, boxing Desiree Washington on 2020 if you want to watch it in its entirety. But this is interesting to see that this is something that's been going on and has continuously been going on, because like it's something that I don't understand. And I feel like, you know, women, beautiful women, are attracted to men with a lot of finances. But a lot of finances don't mean that you're a good person or a healthy person or a compatible person for you. It seems to me as if love has been thrown out the window for years, decades, centuries. It's not about love. It's about, you know, the man getting what he want and the woman getting what she want. It's more about wants than love. So let's continue reading, man. This article that Hot New Hip Hop put out. FKA Twigs sued movie star Shia LaBeouf in 2020 for battery, assault, and emotional abuse. His sympathizers accused her of trying to take him down in his prime. Tina Turner, long before the Oprah interviews, had to tour the world dragging her trauma behind her just to be believed. She eventually moved out of the U.S. to find solace. Songbird Michelet, who publicly revealed that Dr. Dre broke her nose. This is getting tiring to be continuously talking about certain men. Look, there is Drew Dixon, the former Def Jam executive, who accused Russell Simmons. I know I'm not gonna play that IMAX HBO Max interview or whatever, but they got video clips on her and everything of things that happened. Andrea Kelly, ex-wife of R. Kelly, has publicly detailed years of alleged physical and emotional abuse during their marriage. She recounted harrowing experiences, including allegedly being hogtied, all-worded, and contemplating suicide due to the trauma. Still, as R. Kelly remains incarcerated for what could be the remainder of his life on separate misconduct charges, some fans continue to blame victims who they say were actively involved with R. Kelly because of his wealth, status, and power. Look, Kim Osorio. Look, let's listen to Tory Lanez jail call, because this thing is all about like women not being heard for what they saying that happened to them and people not listening to them. So Tory Lanez calling to this podcast, Street TV. Let's listen to it.
This is a free call from
Tory,
an inmate at LAPD jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, thank you for using Telmate.
hello.
Hey.
Y'all got out season 18.
Huh?
Y'all got out and everything. Y'all good?
Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
What hospital y'all at?
About what?
You said what?
You're listening to Street TV.
I said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at?
I don't know. Let me see. Cedar, something like that. Cedar.
Yo, bro.
Sure.
Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so whatever. But, you know, regardless, that's not going to make anything right. And that's not going to make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
I know. There's a lot that happens, but
A whole lot, bro. Like, a whole lot, bro. I feel crazy, bro. But in this day, like, what happened already, bro. I can't take it back, bro. I'm just telling y'all, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
You're listening to Street TV.
I think I was just too drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I got to the house, shorty, like, all top niggas, they gave me like 5 shots, like, off the door, like, you feel me? So I was out of there, like, wasn't even there with niggas, like, you feel me? We was taking shots past that time. I wasn't even there with niggas, like, bro. I don't even remember what we was even arguing about, bro. Like, you feel me? Like,
yeah, no, I was already fucked up by the time you got there, so I don't know how much.
It's like, you know, but tell me what hospital she's in.
You're listening to Street TV.
I just told you, Cedar Medical.
Alright, you ain't got Quan's number, right? You ain't got my security number.
Quan, I do have his number.
Can you call this nigga Quan and tell this nigga, bruh, you get a chance, bro, just figure out what you gotta do to bail me out this shit.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry again, bro. Like,
I think honestly,
You know, that's a very incriminating call. Even after I did an episode about this, I put it in the membership portion of my channel. If you want to pay the $5 to go check out all of the uploads and the episodes that I put in the membership channel. But you know, it's a lot of information that came out that make him look as if he's guilty and he didn't do that. But that call is very incriminating because he's not protecting himself. He's talking about what he's apologizing for doing. So I really don't know with this case and this trial. It's just interesting. Let me continue to read. Fast forward to 2020, and Megan Thee Stallion, one of the most visible rappers in the world, was mocked online after being shot and named Tory Lanez as the person who pulled the trigger. To make matters worse, she initially kept her mouth shut about her assailant until she was being taunted. Megan stayed silent for days, not out of fear of Lanez, Megan would later reveal, but out of fear for her life in the presence of police. I'm scared. There's a helicopter over us and some more shit, she said in the video. Why the F would I tell the laws there's a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? I didn't tell the police immediately right then because I didn't want to die. When she finally said his name on Instagram Live, the backlash was instant. Internet trolls called her a liar. People in the comment section accused her of trying to ruin Lane's career. She denied having a relationship with Lane's, but when Megan admitted that wasn't true, critics used it as a reason to not believe her at all.
It has been almost 2 years since Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the Hollywood Hills.
And now, for the first time, she is talking about what happened. The rapper sat down exclusively with CBS Morning's co-host Gayle King.
I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too quick, like, because I'm like, oh my God, if I take the wrong step, I don't know if he can shoot something that's like super important. I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before.
Very candid interview there. Rapper Tory Lanez faces charges in connection to what happened.
And Gayle King is live now with us from New York. Good morning, Gayle.
Good morning, Gayle.
You know, this is very confusing. Why was she so calm in the video that was recently released if she was shot? She was more passionate and emotional there than she was in the actual video while she was wounded. It's interesting, man. I'm getting ready to skip this Megan Thee Stallion conversation and go to I think Halle Bailey is the next one they're going to talk about. Oh, nah, they talking about Cassie in the United States versus Sean Diddy Combs.
We got Miss Cassie, we got Diddy, guys. The party is starting because y'all arrived, right?
Whenever everybody's here, everybody just looks great. I think it's a collection.
Yeah. Head to toe, describe to me what's the inspiration behind your outfit tonight. Was it an all-white party?
I just wanted to just keep it, simple and plain,
Yeah.
angelic, and not really try to overdo it with the theme, but just, have it be more sophisticated and more minimalistic.
That's right you are. And please tell me about your look tonight. You look amazing.
I'm wearing head to toe Tom Brown, and I just wanted to be, at my Sunday's best, suited and booted. I always wear a dress, so I wanted to try something different.
Yeah, it's just like everyday life for us.
Yeah. You angelic all the time? Mm-hmm. Final question. Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here.
There you go.
Or right here.
There you go. That's how you do it, right? Y'all have an amazing time tonight. Thank you for blessing this carpet.
You see the eye contact that Diddy gave her when she asked, is there anything you want to confess tonight? Damn. I'm not showing no footage of nobody getting hurt on my platform. This was something interesting because they cried on Vlad TV, and I don't want to play Vlad TV to get no copyright strike because Vlad be standing on business. But I'm going to try it.
Now, Q, you dated Don Richard.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
She recently sued Diddy for sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And she claims that she witnessed violence against Cassie. She said that Diddy sexually and verbally abused her for 10 years. She also said that he owes about $3.5 million. And there's a whole lawsuit at this point. Did you know about any of this? How do you feel when you hear this now?
Stupid.
Really?
Real stupid. Young and naive. I guess when you're dating someone older than you, she's about 7 or 8 years older than me. So I guess when they dating someone young, they don't really expect them to be in the same level as them. So they figure they could get away with things, keep certain things from, but get all the information from you. Get suck your energy, get all your information because you're the young, but they feel like you're not on their level because they're older. So I feel stupid and I feel betrayed, and I feel like the truth is not out there. And I'm not here to ruffle any feathers or anything, but the truth will be revealed in time, and people will hear every sides of everyone's story, I guess. You know what I mean? I can't really, like I said, I can't talk about it right now. I wish I could. But yeah, I feel very stupid and I feel very, very played, because I didn't know. And I thought we were tight. I thought we were close enough. We knew everything about each other. I thought she knew everything about me. So why couldn't you tell me that Sean was doing that to you, or you talked to my family about this and we talked about that and we talked about this and that? Why wasn't that never a discussion? You know what I mean?
She was 7 years older than him. She wasn't in a relationship with him because she wanted to be with him. She was in a relationship with Diddy because she was trying to get to the bag. I hate it for women that's in these entertainment industries who have to deal with sleeping and being with men based upon finances and stuff or opportunities. It's actually sick because these people really don't care about you, man. And I, salute to Vlad for what he does or whatever. A lot of people want to counsel Vlad, but you should be counseling the people that goes on his platform and tells, because that's all people do. They ain't talking about music. They going on there talking about criminal activities. So this is another video. I'm not going to play it. This article is actually interesting, man. I want to read this last bit of DDG and Halle Bailey, and then I'm going to get up off of this thing, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, but the most recent example didn't come with a courtroom live stream or public statements about abuse. Weeks ago, reports surfaced that Halle Bailey was granted a temporary restraining order against her ex-boyfriend, Derry Dwayne Granberry Jr., known as DDG. The court documents revealed allegations of physical, emotional, and verbal abuse, even including photos of her chipped tooth and bruised body. A judge found her claims credible enough to grant protection. The order mandates that DDG stay at least 100 yards away from Halle and their 17-month-old son. Halle until a hearing on June 6th. It also reported prohibits him from contacting them directly or indirectly, including through social media. Further, Halle court filings detail a disturbing pattern of alleged abuse that escalated after their breakup in October 2024. In one incident from January 2025, during a custody exchange, DDG allegedly became agitated when Halle inquired about their son's return schedule. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling, Halle said in documents. At one point, Darryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain. Although the singer provided photographic evidence of her injuries to court, people took to the internet to call her the abuser. They accused her of lying about her injuries to destroy DDG's reputation. Wow. This is a very interesting article. I want to go to the top and see who wrote the article and give them credit. Erica Marie. Click on it and see who Erica Marie is. So she's written plenty of articles for Hot New Hip Hop. She did the Met Gala, Kanye West. She does a lot of content. She must be a real journalist. And she's a journalist for Hot New Hip Hop, covering music, film, television, art, fashion, politics, and all things regarding entertainment. With 20 years in the industry under her belt, Erica Marie moved from a writer on the Graveyard Shift at Hot New Hip Hop to becoming a featured editor, highlighting long-form content and interviews with some of hip-hop's biggest stars. She has had the pleasure of sitting down with artists and personalities like DJ Jazzy Jeff, Salt Pepper Nick Cannon, Rod Digger, Rakim, etc., etc., etc. You know, I kind of figured it was a woman who wrote this piece because she must be passionate about this situation, and it must be, you know, dear to her. But spoke up and got doubted, man. We're living in crazy times. That's all I got to say. You know, if I could tell men anything, I've said it all year long. Control your emotions and feelings and prioritize self. Love yours, love your people, and prioritize self, man. Women, just because you got a bag don't mean y'all compatible. Real talk. I appreciate y'all tuning in to my platform, man. It's 6 a.m. I'm creating this content for y'all. I hope y'all appreciate it, man. Drop me something in that Cash App if you want to see us evolve. Leave something in the comment section so we can further the discussion. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all this weekend, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.